Day 2 continued, and you have now arrived at Fern Canyon. The link to the video of the James Irvine Trail, which led us here, is in the description. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, Fern Canyon is where they filmed the beginning sequence of Jurassic Park 2. I admit, one of the least favorite Jurassic Parks of all time, but hey, we're still here, and there could be dinosaurs because we did hear people screaming earlier. Let me tell you, the walls of this canyon are impressive. If a dinosaur comes after you in this canyon, there is no getting away. We're continuing down Fern Canyon. Duck! Look at that. You just could not climb out of here if you wanted to. So Keep and I both gave up trying to keep our feet dry, and we're just splashing through the cold water, and it is cold. Hubby, on the other hand, has kept his feet dry so far, but that's a lot of work. I'd rather just carefree it and stomp through. Check out this next section of the canyon. Taking my breath away. Ferns! Amazing. Just unreal. I can just tell already this canyon is going to end too soon. I mean, can you even believe that something like this exists in the world today? Look at hubby walking by with dry sneakers trying to show off. We don't care that our shoes are wet because we're having so much splashy fun.
From there all the way to here. The dinosaurs are over there.
I have to say, I'm really curious as to why so many people were screaming in here. Maybe it was because they took their first step in the cold water and couldn't bear it? Nah, had to be the dinosaurs. I mean, there just doesn't seem to be any other explanation. Dinosaurs on a rampage eating people. I'll admit, part of me feels like this is so magnificent, so breathtaking, such an amazing place. It should awaken some sort of spiritual revelation that I should be able to share with you. But I'm too blown away. Maybe later. So the canyon is now blocked and there are only two ways around, either knee-deep water, which is my choice, or to climb over these fallen trees and dodge all these branches, which hubby and Keep are both going to do. But I'd rather not with wet, slippery shoes. So what's a little more water, right? But I'll film these guys before I go. So that was way steeper in person than it's going to look on camera. That was quite sketchy. Maybe that's why the people were screaming. Maybe they were falling off into the water below, only to be eaten by the dinosaurs waiting for them. Okay, up to the left between these cut trees is the trail leading out of the canyon. Hubby talked me into going right, and I should not have listened because look at this tangled up mess. Just because he wants to keep his feet dry, my feet are already wet. Oh, I should have just done it the way I wanted to do it. Gone the way I wanted to go. Yeah. No, I am not a victim of a dinosaur attack, but I am a victim of my husband's poor advice. Taking that side trail through those rubbery branches, they grabbed a hold of me and pulled me down on my knee. But fortunately, I'm fine. Although, as soon as I fell, all the heat rushed out of my legs, so now my feet and toes are like ice cubes. They're so freezing. So I'm ahead of hubby and Keep right now. I'm just trying to push up out of this canyon and warm up because while it's sunny out, it is only 70 degrees. So the only way of warming my feet is going to be to push forward really fast and then find a sunny spot, take off my shoes, wring out my socks, and then after a minute or two, I should be fine again. We passed by a bridge earlier that was in the full sun, so I'm just going to get the blood rushing and push forward to that spot as quickly as I can. Of course, there's always an illusion on camera that I'm moving slow. I've always noticed that on my hikes. I'm like, why does it look like I'm walking so slowly? I'm really hustling, even though you can't tell. You know, my feet were wet the whole time from that cold water, but I was so warm the entire time, and now I'm just getting more and more icy cold as I continue on. So the blood rushing is not working at all, but I'm almost at the bridge where I'm going to wring out my socks, get all the extra water out, and then they are wool socks, merino wool, so they should warm me up pretty quickly. We have long since left Fern Canyon and are on the James Irvine Trail, almost at the parking lot. I did stop at that bridge, it was about 2 hours ago now, and took off socks and shoes, wrung out my socks, dried my toes in the sun for 2 minutes, and then put my loose fit stays up merino wool socks back on again. Even though they were wet, I was still warm from that point forward and had no issues afterward. And I will say the loose fit stays up brand come on and off your feet really easy even when they're soaking wet, which I cannot say is true of Darn Tough. And maybe when I get home I'll make a video of that and put it on the end of this. It's a little tidbit piece. We still have a couple redwood hikes left to do, but I'm going to say this has been my favorite, the James Irvine Trail, my favorite of all the redwood hikes we've done so far. And it will be a tough trail to beat tomorrow, so we'll see. But I just have to remember to follow my own path and not listen to my husband's suggestions. Check it out. We arrived at the car and look, the elk are here. Our next stops, Big Tree, Corkscrew Tree, and tomorrow morning Drive-Through Tree. Link to the video is in the description. Now that we are home again from our West Coast hiking road trip, I wanted to show you what I actually experienced at the end of Fern Canyon after walking through icy cold water in my loose fit Stays Up merino wool socks. And I had to stop at a bridge and wring them out so that my toes would warm up, which they did immediately after. But I thought, geez, if I had been wearing darn tufts, this would have been a completely different experience and not nearly as wonderful. So I want to show you that. So what I'm going to do is I'm home and I'm going to put my feet into the pool and I'm going to get them really wet. Okay, because this is what they were like. This is what it was like coming out of Fern Canyon. I'm going to try to film this. So try to get off your darn tough socks when they're wet. Oh my gosh. Okay, you get what I'm saying here, and I'm doing this. Oh my gosh, my feet won't come out. Ugh. All right, that's just getting it off. Okay, now look at the loose fit. Boom, comes right off. These wring out, wring them out. It was just too bright outside to try filming with my phone. I couldn't see. Oh my gosh, I am struggling to get my wet darn tufts back on. Now imagine this on the Appalachian Trail when you're trying to put wet socks on in the morning or wring out your socks at any point on the trail. This would be enough to drive you mad, or drive me mad. Now watch, the loose fit stays up. Ta-da! It's like a piece of cake. Some old thru hiker from the days of yore made a video and raved about darn tough, and then every other thru hiker that watched that video assumed that thru hiker knew what they were talking about. But it is a struggle, and imagine this every time it rains in the Appalachian Trail. Look how easy the loose fit goes on and off. Why would you do it any other way? I find the loose fit socks softer, more cushiony, easier to take on and off, far more comfortable, and longer lasting by far than the darn tough socks. And I am in no way affiliated with this brand or company. I did another video where I tried out a number of top rated socks, and this brand came out far ahead of all the rest. So I recommend giving them a try.